When something good happens to you, you fall down in sajda. And that sajda does not need wudu, because it's not salah. That sajda does not need wudu. You fall into sajda in any state that you're in, because this is the sajda to shukr. Do you have to say Allahu Akbar or not? Minor difference of opinion. Safer thing is just to say Allahu Akbar and fall into sajda. And of course you have to fall in the direction of the qibla, but you don't have to have wudu when you fall into the sajda. So we should also revive this habit. Every time a good news happens to us, we should immediately fall into sajda. And I remember one of our teachers and one of the scholars of the Haram of Medina, he was doing his PhD from the University of Medina, his defense dissertation, and the audience was jam-packed because he's the one of the famous sheikhs of the Haram, and he was awarded his PhD with the highest honor, like Sharaf al-Ula, which is like highest honor. And in front of everybody, there's 1,000 people in the audience. He immediately stood up and he fell down in sajda, said Allahu Akbar, and he fell into sajda. I remember this so clearly, that that was not something we were doing at the time, wallahi, but so sad. But subhanAllah, he was so happy he fell into sajda in front of everybody over there. It's something that we should also permissible to shout out good news to the whole community. Good news is not like bad news. Good news is public. Oh Ka'b, Allah has accepted your repentance. This type of good news, it is permissible. We have the man screaming from the mountaintops. And of the fiqh benefits we derive from the story of Ka'b is that it is permissible to stand up and greet somebody for a legitimate reason, as long as it is not a habitual act. And we learn this from Talha ibn Ubaidillah. He stood up to greet him. And some of our brothers are very strict in this regard because they're overly literalist, and they say, I will never stand up for anybody, because our Prophet ﷺ said, and the hadith is authentic, whoever loves that people stand up for him, let him be prepared to go to the fire of hell. And this shows us how dangerous a little bit of knowledge is. I say a little bit of knowledge can be a very dangerous thing. You read one hadith and you think, khalas,